this be a normal field trip? With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you're seeing octopus in the neighborhood, surfing on a sine wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at human testing, take your second right past Mars on the magic school bus. Alligator nostril, climb on the magic school bus, make a plankton too. On our magic school bus, drop the river of lava on the magic school bus. Such a fine thing to do. So strap your bones right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on the magic school bus. Step inside, it's a wilder ride. Come on, ride on the magic school bus.
This is terrible. I've lost some of the rocks and minerals from my collection. What am I going to do?
Lost rocks? Lost minerals? Not a problem, Arnold. We'll take a field trip and go directly to the source.
Active volcanoes are chock full of exciting stuff, like magma and gases. Some volcanoes send chunks of rock, called bombs, flying through the air. Volcanoes are always a blast! Active volcanoes are chock full of exciting stuff, like magma and gases. Some volcanoes send chunks of rock, called bombs, flying. It's really neat to think that new rocks are being formed all the time. When the ocean floor moves apart, things get pretty interesting. There are mountains on the ocean floor that are so big, they're taller than Mount Everest. It's really neat to think that new rocks are being formed all the time. When the ocean floor moves apart, things get pretty interesting.
Sometimes volcanoes are explosive, and sometimes they're not. Rocks are rockin'. Let's not take rocks for granted. Wow! There's even more volcanic activity on the ocean floor than there is on land. Sometimes volcanoes are explosive, and sometimes they're not. Just click on the bus to start the adventure. Just click on the bus to start the adventure. They might not look like much on the outside, but geodes are awesome on the inside. Geodes are cool once you crack them open. I can't believe all the awesome crystals I found inside a geode.
They might not look like much on the outside, but geodes are awesome on the inside. Geodes are cool once you crack them open. Geodes by Ralphie. Click on the tabs to check out other sections of my report. Mineral, rock, or crystal? Mineral. Minerals are the building blocks of rocks. But what exactly is a mineral? Well, minerals are always solids and they're natural, which means they're not made by people. They're not alive and have never been alive. A mineral is made from one or more chemical ingredients which are arranged in certain shapes called crystals. Rock. All rocks are made of minerals. If you look at a chunk of granite, you'll see that it's made out of different colored pieces. These pieces are the rock's minerals. Although some rocks are made out of only one mineral, most are made of more than one kind. In fact, rocks get their names by what minerals are in them. Crystal. There are 6 basic crystal shapes that result in different sizes and patterns of a crystal face. Light reflected off of a crystal face is what we see glittering. That's how we know it's a crystal. Mineral properties. True colors. Although minerals may form in lots of colors, they have one true color, which you can see when the mineral is ground up. To see this color, scrape the sample across the rough back of a tile. This test, called a streak test, shows the mineral's true color in the streak that it leaves behind. Most minerals leave a white streak, which you can't see, but metallic minerals leave streaks of distinct colors. What you can see. Every mineral has special properties. These are clues we use to identify it. Some properties are things like a crystal's shape. Another property is color. Some minerals, like malachite, are always one color, but many minerals can fool us by appearing in many different colors. And another property is luster, which is the way minerals reflect light. Pyrite, or fool's gold, always looks shiny like a mirror, while quartz always looks glassy. Crystal shapes. Following rules. Crystals always form in regular geometric shapes. There are 6 main crystal families. Some families form shapes like cubes, such as galena or halite, which is salt. Another family forms crystals that look like 6-sided columns topped with a pyramid, like quartz. But all minerals follow the rules for their family. They always build certain shapes or combinations of those shapes. Large or small. Some crystals grow to be very large and some are very small. The size of the crystal depends on how it is formed. If a crystal is formed slowly with plenty of room, it will be large. If the crystal is formed very quickly, it'll be small. Outer shape, inner beauty. Minerals are made up of chemical ingredients, and these chemicals are always arranged in a particular pattern. When a mineral crystal forms, its crystal face shows the inner arrangement of chemical ingredients. Where minerals form. Geodes. On the outside, a geode looks like a gray or light brown sandy ball, but crack it open and inside are beautiful crystals. Most geodes form in a hole in igneous rock. Dissolved chemicals in the hole slowly form well-shaped mineral crystals. Special geode minerals. Most of the minerals found in geodes are either calcite or quartz. If you break open a geode and can scratch the crystals with a knife, they're probably calcite. If the crystals are hard to scratch, they're quartz. The birth of minerals. Most minerals form within rocks as magma cools. They also form alone when hot groundwater from nearby magma flows through cracks in an older rock. This water holds dissolved chemicals, and when this cools, the chemicals combine to form solid minerals.
Canyons are really cool because they're like giant geological diaries. It's amazing to think that something as big as the Grand Canyon was made by a river. It's wild to think that some rocks in the Grand Canyon were once seashells and mud on the bottom of the ocean. Canyons are really cool because they're like giant geological diaries. It's amazing to think that something as big as the Grand Canyon was made by a river. It's really cool that caves get made by water underground. There are fabulous things in caves like stalagmites and stalactites. Caves aren't creepy at all. They're awesome. It's really cool that caves get made by water underground. There are fabulous things. Faults are fascinating because they're giant cracks in the earth. Dramatic stuff happens at a fault, like earthquakes. Earthquakes prove that the land we live on is always moving. Faults are fascinating because they're giant cracks in the earth. Dramatic stuff happens at a fault, like earthquakes. Earthquakes prove that the land we live on is always moving. Faults are fascinating because they're giant cracks in the earth.
Faults by Dorothy Ann. Click on the different tabs to investigate all the sections of my report. Earthquakes. Faults by Dorothy. Kinds of faults. Kinds of faults. Faults are cracks in the rocks on the surface of the earth. When the rocks move on either side of the crack, that makes an earthquake. There are different kinds of faults. One kind is where rocks are shoved away in an up-down movement. This is called a normal fault. A reverse fault has the same up-down movement as a normal fault, but one side is being pushed on top of the other side. The third fault type has a side-by-side movement, where the rocks slip past each other. This is called a strike-slip fault. The San Andreas Fault in California is a famous strike-slip fault. Earthquakes. Shake, rattle, and roll.
Earthquakes start way down at a spot inside the crust called the focus, which is where rocks release their pent-up pressure along a fault line. During an earthquake, shock waves start at the focus and move outward in all directions.
What makes quakes? The rocks on both sides of a fault are always under pressure. They're always pushing. They want to keep moving past each other. But sometimes they get stuck, and all that pressure has nowhere to go. And so the pressure builds up until there's way too much of it. Then, when the two sides finally do break free, all that pent-up pressure is released in a violent rush. The rocks move past each other very quickly, and that quick release of pressure is what causes an earthquake. Quake zone. Really Really strong earthquakes can make terrible things happen. Highways break apart, buildings crash down, fires start, and even worse. An earthquake may last less than a minute, but when it's over, things can be completely changed forever. If you live in a place that might have an earthquake someday, you can learn how to protect yourself in case one happens near you. Metamorphic rocks. Regional metamorphic rocks. There are many different kinds of metamorphic rock. Slate is a metamorphic rock that is made from mudstone. They look very similar. Its lined-up minerals make it easy to split into thin sheets for blackboards or roof tiles. Schist is a glittery metamorphic rock with wavy lines of minerals and new crystals like garnets grow in it. The minerals and gneiss line up into black and white bands that look like a zebra skin. But maybe the best known of all the metamorphic rocks is marble. Marble, made from limestone, is a beautiful rock that has been used for centuries to make statues and buildings. Tsunamis, or tidal waves. A giant wave.
Tsunamis, which are sometimes called tidal waves, actually have nothing to do with tides, though they certainly are waves. Most of them are caused when faults in the ocean floor move and shove the ocean floor up or down. The shifting of the faults in the ocean floor sends shock waves into the ocean water, which creates enormous waves. When a tsunami reaches shallow water, near an island or a coast, it slows down and the water piles up, growing larger and larger as the water gets shallower and shallower. By the time it hits land, it has become a gigantic and dangerous wave.
Disaster strikes. Some tsunamis are caused by volcanoes. During the famous 1883 eruption of the volcanic island of Krakatoa in Indonesia, the whole volcano, which was the whole island, collapsed into the ocean and caused numerous tsunamis. Thousands of people were killed by Krakatoa, but most died from the giant waves rather than from the eruptions. Long-distance tsunami. In 1964, there was a huge earthquake in Alaska. Enormous tsunamis caused by the quake destroyed towns along the Alaskan coast. Because the oceans are so big, there is time to warn people before the tsunami can get across the ocean.
Caverns by Keisha. Click on the tabs to see the different sections of my report. How caves are formed. Most caves form in areas where there's limestone rock and where there's a lot of rain. Here's why. The water sinks down through cracks in the limestone and collects in underground rivers. This water dissolves the cracks into wider cracks that get larger and larger over thousands of years. Eventually, whole areas collapse underground to form tunnels and caves. This is erosion on the inside of the earth. Acid makes caves too. Now, you may ask, how can water dissolve a hard rock? Well, as rainwater sinks through the ground, it picks up minerals that turn the water into a weak acid. The acid dissolves the calcite mineral that makes up limestone. In fact, you can even do a calcite test. All you have to do is put drops of vinegar on a likely rock. If it fizzles, it might be limestone. Cave formations. Stalagmites. Stalagmites are carrot-shaped formations that build up on the ground of a cave as water drips down from its ceiling. Like stalactites, they grow very slowly. If stalactites and stalagmites join, they form columns. Remember, the G in stalagmite stands for ground. Stalactites. Stalactites are like underground icicles, except they're made of minerals. As water seeps through the roof of the cave, each drop leaves behind some of the mineral calcite that is dissolved from the limestone rock. Over time, this calcite builds up, creating solid icicle shapes that hang down from the cave ceiling. Remember, the C in stalactite stands for ceiling. Cave deposits. As water underground runs through the limestone, it dissolves the rock's minerals. As the underground water evaporates in the cave, it leaves the minerals behind as wonderful deposits on the ceiling, floor, and walls of the cave. Clues to caves below. Sometimes there are clues on top of the land that will tell you if there are caves underneath. The most useful clue is called a sinkhole. Sinkholes show where caves have caved in or where a stream begins to flow underground. Areas with large rounded hills that have many caves and sinkholes are called karst areas. Famous caves. Mammoth Cave. A cave is a hollow area under the earth. Most caves are formed by underground water that dissolves limestone, a sedimentary rock. A cavern is a large cave, usually with many connecting tunnels and rooms. Lava caves are formed when tunnels that were carved by lava flows become empty. Mammoth Cave. A cave is a Borneo Caves. On Borneo, a Malaysian island in the Pacific, there are two sets of important caves. Sarawak Chamber is the world's biggest single cave room. It's big enough to hold 16 football fields. Naya Caves is the site of an important discovery. Ancient tools and pottery were found there. They were left by Stone Age people living in Borneo over 40,000 years ago. Carlsbad Caverns. Carlsbad Caverns National Park in New Mexico, USA, has some of the world's largest and most beautiful stalactites and stalagmites. Geologists know that the caverns are 60 million years old. The caverns are also home to thousands of bats. What a great place to visit!
Hello. Hello. Rocks are rockin'.
The Subduction Zone by Carlos. Click on the tab to see the other section of this report. Destroying crust. Ring of fire. If you look at a map of active volcanoes and earthquakes, you'll see that most of them occur around the Pacific Ocean. Indonesia, Japan, the northwestern United States, Mexico, Chile, they all have them. This pattern is called the Ring of Fire. What comes up must go down. You might wonder, since new crust is being made all the time, if the Earth is getting bigger. Well, it's not. And that's because sooner or later, these plates have to sink back down into the mantle. Thin ocean plates will sink down beneath a thick plate that has a continent on top of it. So the ocean plate gets shoved or subducted down into the mantle, and the ocean floor is turned back into mantle rock. Hotspot volcanoes. Where can I find one? Many hotspot volcanoes are located in the Pacific Ocean. If you look at a map of its sea floor, you'll see many chains of islands that formed from a hotspot. In warm oceans, coral reefs grow in the shallow water around volcanic islands. When the volcanoes erode below the surface, these reefs are left behind and are now called atolls. How are they made? Some volcanoes form in the ocean in the middle of a plate. Deep in the Earth's mantle, a hot area of magma called a plume bursts up into the crust to erupt for a while. This gradually forms a huge volcano that may rise above the ocean's surface to form a volcanic island.
The Mid-Ocean Ridge by Phoebe. If you want to check out the other section of this report, click on the tab. Layers of the Earth. Mostly mantle. The middle layer of the Earth is the mantle. This is the thickest layer of the Earth, just like the main fruity section is the thickest part of the peach. The mantle is incredibly hot. Globs of melted rock, called magma, are always trying to squeeze their way up through the top part of the mantle and through the crust. Sometimes the magma manages to make it all the way up and through to the top, where it comes out of a volcano. The crust is us. The crust is the outside layer of the Earth, which is the continents and the ocean floor. We live on top of the crust. The crust is the thinnest part of the Earth, sort of like the skin of a peach. Inside at the core, the Earth is a sphere made of 3 made layers. The inside layer, deep in the center of the Earth, is called the core. If the Earth were the same size as a peach, the core would be about the size of the peach pit. There are 2 parts to the core. The inner core is made of solid metal, but it's the hottest part of the Earth, and the outer core is made of molten metal. Creating crust underwater. Black smokers. In areas of the mid-ocean ridge that have active volcanoes, there are also underwater geysers called hydrothermal vents. They are formed when seawater sinks down through cracks in the ocean floor. Down there, close to the magma chamber, the water gets heated and shoots back up again.
Some underwater geysers are called black smokers because the water shooting out of these has picked up tiny dark minerals like manganese.
Underwater volcanoes.
The magma that forces its way up from the mantle forms huge ranges of volcanoes way down deep on the ocean floor, called a mid-ocean ridge. We know this from scientists who have gone down to the bottom of the ocean in submersibles.
Click on the gear shift to find out where this bus can take us. Then, click on the Go button to get there. Welcome! Do you feel like helping Arnold find the missing samples from his rock and mineral collection? First, listen closely. There are 3 kinds of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Arnold is missing one of each, and he's also missing a mineral. Now, check out those 4 empty spaces in Arnold's collection box. Click on one to hear your first clue about the missing samples. Minerals are the building blocks of rocks, and many of them take crystal forms. Minerals are found all over the Earth. Arnold's missing mineral is halite. I bet you have some pretty bright ideas on how to find it. Igneous rocks form when magma or lava cools and crystallizes. They're usually found near land volcanoes or at mid-ocean ridges. Arnold's missing igneous rock is granite. It's great that you're going to look for it. Metamorphic rocks have been changed by heat or pressure under the Earth. They are found at faults and places where very deep rocks have been exposed, like the bottom of a canyon. Arnold's missing metamorphic rock is marble. It would be a marvel if you could find it.
I can show you some really interesting things with this 3D processor.
This Earth Kitchen is super cool.
Click on the rock transformer handle to set the transformations in motion.
When you find a missing sample and fill the space in Arnold's collection, take a crack at another one. Click on a space and listen closely. Don't be shy. Click around. Do you want a clue for finding a missing rock? Click on an empty space in Arnold's rock collection. There's a lot to explore outside. Why don't you exit the bus and find some cool rocks?
This Earth Kitchen is super cool. To be a rock chef, just follow the recipe. If you're not sure where to find an ingredient, check out the shakers or look through the drawers. If you need help with the Earth Kitchen, just click on me. To be a rock chef, just follow the recipe. To make evaporate, which is also called rock salt, bake some salty water or ocean water on low heat. If you want to make hard coal, bake swamp plant material or soft coal on very high heat. If you want to make marble, bake limestone on medium to high heat for a long time. To make obsidian, bake rhyolite on very high heat and then make sure it cools rapidly. To make pumice, mix rhyolite with lots of gas and then bake on high heat. If you want to make quartzite, bake sandstone on medium to high heat for a long time. To make soft coal, bake swamp plant material on low heat. To make evaporate, which is also called rock salt, bake some salty water or ocean water on low heat. Nice going! You just made rock salt or evaporate. If you want to make hard coal, bake swamp plant material or soft coal on very high heat. What a chef! You just made hard coal. If you want to make marble, bake limestone on medium to high heat for a long time. To make obsidian, bake rhyolite on very high heat and then make sure it cools rapidly. If you want to make quartzite, if you're not sure where to find an ingredient, check. To make a calcite, mix calcium, carbon, and 2 oxygens. Excellent! You just made calcite. Copper is just the pure element copper, which is written as C. Copper is just the pure element copper, which is written as Cu. To make corundum, mix 2 aluminums and 3 oxygens. Great! You just made rubies. To make corundum, mix 2 aluminums and 3 oxygens. Great! You just made sapphire. Diamonds are pure elemental carbon. Super! You just made a diamond. To make galena, mix lead and sulfur. You just made galena. Halite is salt. To make it, mix 1 sodium and 1 chlorine.
Surprise! Arnold's missing mineral halite is just another name for salt. And you've replaced it for him. You deserve a halo for that.
You just made halite, which is salt. To make potassium feldspar or orthoclase, mix potassium, aluminum, 3 silica, and 2 oxygens. You just made potassium feldspar. It's also called orthoclase. To make pyrite, or fool's gold, mix 1 iron and 2 sulfurs. Supreme! You just made pyrite, or fool's gold. To make quartz, mix silica and 2 oxygens. Wow! You just made quartz. Sulfur is just a pure element sulfur, which is written as S. Sulfur is just a pure element sulfur, which is written as S. To make a calcite, mix calcium, carbon, and 2 oxygens. Excellent! You just made calcite.
To make evaporite, which is also called rock salt. If you want to make hard coal, bake swamp plant material or soft coal on very high heat. What a chef! You just made hard coal. If you want to make marble, bake limestone on medium to high heat for a long time. Hooray! You recreated Arnold's missing metamorphic rock, marble. Now, no one can say that Arnold lost his marble. Nice going! You just made marble. To make obsidian, bake rhyolite on very high heat, and then make sure it cools rapidly. If you want to make quartzite, bake sandstone on medium to high heat for a long time. If you want to make hard coal, bake swamp plant material or soft coal on. To make obsidian, bake rhyolite on very high heat, and then make sure it cools rapidly. To make galena.
Do you want to check out the Geo Table? You can do some really great stuff at the Geo Table. Click on a rock and move it to the table. Then use the tools to examine it. Click on Me if you need help using the Geo Table. Do you want to examine a rock in the rock box? Use the arrows to choose a rock or some other object, and then click on it to put it on the table. Welcome to the Rock Transformer. You can put stuff into the Rock Transformer and see what kind of rock it's made out of, or you can put a rock in and see what it makes. This rock is untransformable. Sorry. Talc is used to make baby powder. This rock is untransformable. Pumice can be used to make scouring powder. This rock is untransformable. Obsidian was used to make Native American arrowheads. Limestone is used to make fertilizer. This rock is untransformable. Sorry. This rock is This rock is untransformable. Copper is used to make batteries. This rock is untransformable. This rock is untransformable. Sorry. This rock is untransformable. Sorry. Halite is another name for salt. This rock is Quartz is used to make wristwatches. This rock is untransformable. Sorry. Marble is used to make statues, like this beautiful one of me. Fertilizer is made from limestone. Batteries are made with copper. Salt is actually a rock called halite. Wristwatches are made with quartz. Statues like this beautiful one of me are made from marble. Baby powder is made out of talc. Scouring powder is made out of pumice. Native American arrowheads are made out of obsidian.
Now you get to dress up me and Keisha in whatever outfits you choose. Click on the arrows to make us try on all kinds of hats, shirts, pants, and shoes. One small step for me, hit the switch on the right to change which kid you dress up.
Do you want to try your hand at cave painting? Just pick a thumb size, dip it into pigment, and start drawing on the wall. Early cave art was done with paints and dyes made from natural pigments. People made different pigments by crushing colored rocks and then mixing the powders with animal fats.
Do you have gold fever? Pan for gold nuggets by moving Carlos with your left and right arrow keys. Flip the sifter by pressing the spacebar. Good luck!
all this lava from flowing into the sea. Click on the tip of the lava flow to hit it with water. That'll stop it in its tracks. Into the sea, you'll have to start the game all over.
Welcome to the Fossil Puzzles. Let's get started. Click on the arrows to choose a puzzle piece, then drag the piece to where it belongs. Good luck! Way to go! Wow, you're really good at this. Nice work! This is what the floor of the ocean looked like 400 million years ago. Those fish are the oldest fish we know about. They had heavy armor made out of bony scales. Think you can solve the next puzzle? Way to figure out where that piece goes. Well, I'm impressed. These are some of the oldest plants and animals to live on land. They lived around swamps about 350 million years ago. Want to try another puzzle? Way to go! Wow, you're really good at this! This is a scene from the Jurassic period, which was about 150 million years ago. These dinosaurs are Apatosaurus and Stegosaurus. This bird resembles some of the earliest birds we know about.
It's a bat race! Can you get your bat out of the cave maze first? Use your up and down arrow keys to move your bat. Use the left and right arrow keys to control your bat's flying speed.
This is a map of what the world looked like 250 million years ago. There was one big ocean, and all the continents were joined in one huge landmass called Pangaea. So, you want to play the Pangaea puzzle? Click on a puzzle piece and drag it onto the globe. Click again to paste it down. If you put it in the right place, it'll stick. If not, the piece goes back to its original spot.
All right! I hope you can handle the next puzzle. We just zoomed ahead 150 million years after Pangaea. This is what the world looked like 135 million years ago. You can see Africa and South America. Notice that Europe and North America are starting to split apart too. That piece definitely goes there. Good move! Looks like that piece fits perfectly. Are you psyched for the next puzzle? And now we're looking at the map of the world as it is today. There are 7 distinct continents: North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Antarctica, and Australia. Great fit! You solved that puzzle perfectly! Can you help Phoebe and me beat Liz in finding the hidden fossil fuels? Click anywhere above the oil-coal line, and Phoebe will search for coal. Click anywhere below the oil-coal line, and I'll drill for oil. But you have to take turns with Liz. Awesome! We discovered coal. Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! 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 Great work! We just unearthed some coal. More coal? Radical! Cool! We found some coal! Awesome! We discovered coal! Great work! We just unearthed some coal! More coal? Radical! Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! numbers at the top tell you how much oil and how much coal you have left to find.
If we looked closely at sedimentary rock, we could find fossils. Some fossils are made from the remains of plants and animals preserved in sand or mud. Gosh, this canyon is humongous. Did you know that it takes millions of years for sand to turn into sedimentary rock? When wind, water, or ice breaks rock down into little pieces, that's called weathering.
Right, and erosion is when those little weathered pieces of rock get carried away by wind, water, or ice.
Hey Liz, cut it out!
Carlos, she's just helping to erode the earth by digging up that dirt. Lots of animals do it. Liz, your sandwich is a great example of sedimentary rock layers. See, it's got these different layers. Bread, jelly, peanut butter, and more bread.
Right, like layers of sedimentary rock, mud, silt, and sand. Hey Liz, cut it out! Hey, if this is limestone, then where are the limes?
Very funny, Carlos. Limestone is made up of ocean plants and animals that all got pressed together millions of years ago.
Hey Phoebe, did you know that millions of years ago these rocks were under the ocean?
Yes, and I also know that over time this whole area was pushed up above sea level. And then, much later, a river carved this canyon.
Layers of sedimentary rock are called strata. I guess that means this canyon is a rock extravaganza. Hey, if this is limestone, then where...
Whoa, that gust of wind blew sand right into my eyes.
Did you know that it takes millions of years for sand to turn into sedimentary rock?
Whoa, that gust of wind blew sand right into my eyes.
Did you know that it takes millions of years for sand to turn into sedimentary rock?
Do you have gold fever?
Hey, if this is limestone... I can't believe that little river made this huge canyon.
Well, that little river has been carving it for 5 million years. That's erosion for you.
I really dig erosion. I can't believe that little river...
I wish I could hang upside down like all these bats. I wonder if I'll run into any salamanders. I wonder if any of Arnold's missing rocks are down here. I wish I could hang upside down like all these bats.
Life is never boring with the Frizz.
Welcome! Do you feel like helping Arnold find the missing samples from his rock and mineral collection? First, listen closely. There are 3 kinds of rocks: igneous,
The most beautiful crystals grow inside of geodes. If a crystal has a lot of time to develop and room to grow, it will get very big. According to my research, diamonds are a girl's best friend. But I don't know. My best friend is my book bag. I wonder how many crystals are inside this geode. Maybe I should start an investigation. The most beautiful crystals grow inside of geodes.
Hey, DA, did you know that geodes form in holes in cooling lava?
I sure did. Water full of minerals gets stuck in the holes. Over a long time, these minerals grow into crystals.
Did you know that calcite is a mineral that always grows into a crystal shape, but gold is a mineral that never grows into a crystal shape?
I wish I knew as much as the Frizz. Wow! I've never seen such beautiful rocks before.
These aren't rocks, Dorothy Ann. They're minerals. Minerals are the building blocks of rocks. Sure, I said I love geodes, but I don't remember saying I wanted to go inside one. Some rocks and minerals, like geodes, are a lot more colorful once you get to know them. Sure, I said I love geodes, but I don't remember saying I wanted to go inside one. Some rocks and minerals, like geodes, are a lot more colorful once you get to know them.
Now that we're actually inside of a geode, everything's become crystal clear. This crystal looks glassy. This geode is pure genius. Geodes are gem-packed with crystals. I can see it now. My award-winning movie, Journey into the Geode. Now that we're actually inside of a geode, this geode is pure. Geodes are gem.
These crystals all look like they're different. There must be a million different crystal shapes.
Actually, Ralphie, there are only 6 basic crystal shapes, but they come in many, many different sizes.
I don't think I've ever been in a geode before. Isn't it lunchtime yet? These crystals all look like they're different. There must be a million different crystal shapes.
Actually, Ralphie, there are only...
Hey, D.A., did you know that geodes form in holes in cooling lava?
I sure did. What's a gemstone?
Gemstones, like rubies, diamonds, and sapphires, are extremely hard crystals.
What's a gemstone? What's a gemstone?
Gemstones, like rubies...
Wait a minute. Rock and crystals are both made of minerals. So, how are they different?
A crystal is made up of a single mineral, but rocks are almost always made up of several minerals. Eureka!
It's geode time. Click on a crystal to deposit water full of minerals into the hole. Then start the growing experiment. can grow when water full of minerals gets trapped in a hole underneath the ground. Over time, the minerals fall out of the water and become crystals. I'll see you soon, after this ride in my hot air balloon.
The Frizz is definitely the most interesting teacher I've ever had. According to my research, the Earth is like this peach. The crust which we stand on is like the skin of the peach. The Earth's mantle is like the fruity part. And the hot core is like the peach pit.
Hey, when you're done with that, can I have it? I'm kinda hungry. Lots of earthquakes happen around the rim of the Pacific Ocean.
That's here, along the coasts of California, Alaska, Japan, and Indonesia.
Hey, what's all this talk about plates? Is it time to eat?
No, Ralphie. The surface of the Earth is made up of round, flat pieces called plates. These plates are like the pieces of a giant jigsaw puzzle.
Some mountains form when layers of rocks are pushed together so hard that they fold or crumple.
It's like when you push your blankets to the foot of the bed. All those wrinkles and folds in your blankets are like the peaks and valleys of folded mountains. How quickly can you help me across this giant fault? Control my jumping power by using your mouse. The longer you hold down the button, the farther I'll jump when you let go. Whoa! 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 Watch out! Hooray for geysers! Wow! Whoa! Hooray for geysers! Terrific! Terrific! Wow! Whoa! Whoa! I feel the earth move under my feet. Earthquakes are caused when moving pieces of the Earth's crust get stuck. When they break free, a lot of pent-up energy is released. That makes earthquakes. Oh look! A metamorphic rock! Morph means to change. Right! All the metamorphic rocks
were once a different kind of rock. Then they were changed by heat and pressure deep down under the earth.
I think the Rift Valley is pretty nifty.
Hey, this rock has black and white bands. It looks like a zebra.
In my opinion, faults are everything they're cracked up to be.
Faults are fantastic.
Metamorphism can turn shale into slate or limestone into marble. That is, I wonder what Dorothy Ann and Ralphie are doing. Gosh, faults make me realize just how powerful the Earth really is. Metamorphism can turn shale into slate or limestone into marble. That is so hot, it's cool. I wonder what Dorothy Ann and Ralphie are doing.
This Rift Valley is so cool. There are so many layers to examine in the fault walls. The energy released in an earthquake causes waves to travel through rocks. They're called seismic waves.
And we can measure the waves with my seismograph.
Oh, I get it. A seismograph measures the size of quakes.
We have to help Arnold find his missing rocks and minerals. I guess if the Earth's plates didn't bump into each other, we wouldn't have so many great mountains and valleys.
This Rift Valley is so cool. There are so many layers to examine in the fault walls.
Gosh, faults make me realize just how powerful. Metamorphism can turn shale into slate or limestone into marble. That is so hot, it's cool.
I feel the earth move under my feet.
Fabulous! Being inside a fault makes me want to somersault.
The teachers at my old school never did somersaults.
First things first, class. Who can tell us about plate tectonics?
According to my research, the surface of the Earth is made up of round, flat pieces called plates. These plates fit together like the pieces of a giant jigsaw puzzle.
Bodacious! And plate tectonics explains how plates are made and destroyed.
What do plate tectonics have to do with where we are now?
Everything! We're at a mid-ocean ridge.
Oh, I know what that is. A mid-ocean ridge is where two plates are moving apart.
Correctamundo! Now, what happens when the plates move apart?
The food falls off of them?
Oh, Carlos, what a sense of humor! Where the plates move apart, melted rock called magma pushes its way up through faults in the ocean floor.
As magma cools, it adds new igneous rock to the edge of the plate.
And it forms new land like this mid-ocean ridge.
I think this mid-ocean ridge is outrageous!
First things first, class. Who can tell us about plate tectonics?
According to my research, the surface of the Earth is made up of round, flat pieces called plates. These plates fit together like the pieces of a giant jigsaw puzzle.
Bodacious! And plate tectonics explains how plates are made and destroyed.
What do plate tectonics have to do with where we are now?
Everything! We're at a mid-ocean ridge.
Oh, I know what that is.
Now, what happens when the plates move apart?
The food falls off of them?
Oh, Carlos, what a sense of humor! Where the plates move apart, melted rock called magma pushes its way.
As magma cools, it adds new igneous rock to the edge of the plate.
And it forms new land like this mid-ocean ridge.
I think this mid-ocean ridge is
First things first, class. Who can tell us about plate tectonics?
According to my research,
Plates are moving, then how come we can't see them move?
because the plates of the Earth move very slowly, only about an inch a year. Sometimes the plates move apart, and sometimes they move toward each other.
When plates move towards each other, what happens when they meet?
Oceanic rock is heavier than continental rock, so it sinks below. This sinking is called subduction.
Seatbelts, everyone! It's subduction time!
At my old school, we never got subducted.
Now what?
the oceanic plate is getting shoved so far down that it's entering the part of the Earth called the mantle.
When this happens, the edge of the plate changes and becomes part of the mantle.
But how do we get out of here?
Well, we won't just go with the flow. That would take us millions of years to get out of here. So, come on, bus, do your stuff. Wahoo! Here we are at a favorite of mine, a mighty fine mountain. But there's more here than meets the eye.
What's that machine?
It's a tilt meter. It measures bulges in the ground to see whether the melted rock underneath is rising to the surface.
Oh, so if the molten rock is rising, we might get to see the volcano erupt. This is such a cool-looking mountain. It's shaped like an upside-down ice cream cone.
Like a cone? I think I read that some volcanoes are cone-shaped.
I've never seen a mountain smoke before. I wonder if it has a cough, too. It seems like a lot of animals are checking out of here. They probably sense something that we don't. Like maybe this mountain is a volcano about to erupt.
If they're out of here, I'm out of here.
I've never seen a mountain smoke before.
Oh, please let that be my stomach rumbling.
Eruption time! Back to the bus class. 2 by 2, please. As you know, I love lava, and I love volcanoes.
And I just bet the lava loves her too.
Wow, I can see the crystals in this rock because they're so big.
This lava's really cool.
Wanda, that lava is melted rock, so it's actually really hot.
Sometimes the lava from a volcano will cool so quickly that crystals can't form properly and it makes volcanic blast. Hey, that volcanic eruption interrupted our field trip. Flowing lava looks like a river, but I wouldn't go fishing in it.
I guess that when the lava solidifies, it'll make igneous rock.
Extrusive igneous rock, to be exact. That means it forms on the surface of the Earth. I don't get it. Why would anyone want to live near a volcano?
Well, one reason is that in places that have lots of rain, over time volcanic rock turns into really good soil for farming.
I think I would have been just as happy watching this volcano on videotape. I've heard of field trips, but this blows everything away. I don't get it. Why would anyone want...
Seatbelts, everyone! Here we go!
Whoa!
I knew I should have stayed home from school today.
I can tell all my friends what the inside of a volcano looks like. Wow, I can see the crystals in this rock because they're so big.
Careful, Liz. That lava's really hot. Careful, Liz. That lava's really hot.
What kind of volcanic eruption can you create? Select your variables, low, medium, or high heat, and gas or no gas. Then click on the button to start erupting. The chances of a volcano forming are pretty slim if you use high heat and gas. Try another combination. This composite volcano was made with medium heat and no gas. The lava was so sticky that it didn't flow very far before it became solid. That's why this volcano is so tall. The lava flows are made of andesite. You just made this cool composite volcano with low heat and no gas. The lava is sticky and will turn into obsidian. It could also plug up the volcano. The combination of low heat and gas can make a cinder cone volcano. Cinder volcanoes are often steep and cone-shaped, but they're made mostly of volcanic ash, not solidified lava. Volcanoes have different shapes. The shape depends on the kind of lava or ash that comes out of the volcano. Thick, sticky lava cools to form volcanoes that are tall and cone-shaped. Runny lava spreads out that are tall and flat volcanoes. As you know, I love lava.
How long can we keep all this lava from flowing into the sea?
As you know, I love lava.
Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you're seeing octopus in the neighborhood, surfing on a sine wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at your intestine, take your second right past Mars on the magic scuba. Navigate a nostril, climb on the magic scuba, spank a plankton too. On our magic scuba, drop the river of lava. On a magic scuba, such a fine thing to do. So strap your bones right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on a magic scuba. Step inside, it's a wilder ride. Come on, ride on the magic scuba.